Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to discuss a very relevant thing which we have been witnessing for quite some time now, right? What I've seen over last 3 to 5 years, there are a number of health tech companies have come, especially in the areas of metabolic syndrome, right? Uh, Obesity, type 2 diabetes, majorly weight gain, right? Uh, we are generally, so weight gain is what is actually a symptom, right? So essentially, when we are have these companies based on some blood works or some blood tests, or maybe some questionnaire, they try to see, okay, how much calories you are consuming, how much calories you are burning, and then they try to suppress your weight by just giving you uh, 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 calorie starvation diet, or what we call is calorie deficient diet, or changing the composition of food, probably just restricting to the understanding of food is restricted to protein, carbs, and fats, right? And they don't go beyond that, right? So because food, I've shared this numerous times that food has uh, multiple bioactive molecules inside them, and these chemicals actually impact our physiology in a very, very different way, right? So just by changing the composition of macronutrient doesn't help, right? So they will then start showing, okay, blah blah customers reduce their weight, reduce their HbA1c, and overcame IBD in 2 weeks. So all these are obnoxious claims, right? So it's very easy for companies to ask someone to do it, right? But the fact is that uh, here, let us talk about science, right? Let's not blame anyone on this, right? So everyone's biology is very, very unique as their fingerprint. So no two persons share more than 5% of their biology with others. So 95% is unique, right? So uh, it doesn't matter, if ABC person has improved or reduced the weight or reduced HbA1c, it will work for you, because ultimately what the way of reaching out, or the way of addressing this symptom is same for everyone, right? It would be even if your HbA1c markers, or your blood markers, or your calorie intake based on your weight, based on your age, height, blah blah blah, would be different, but the process of you know uh, suppressing your weight or suppressing your blood sugar level would be same, right? So what we really need to understand is not what made this guy reduce weight, but what is important to understand the biological processes going on inside the body, right? At a molecular level, at a cellular level, right? Which these companies do not take into account, right? So again, that is really, really important to understand why. For let's take an example of weight gain. Why do we gain weight, right? So obviously, we know all the chronic health issues arise from systemic inflammation. So it can be low level of leptin, high level of ghrelin. It can be low level of GLP-1 PYY, low level of nitrate, so a lot of these things, or maybe high level of stress, high cortisol levels. There can be numerous reasons at a molecular level which can make you, store energy as fat, right? Again, inflammation is something which causes it, right? But really need to understand these biological processes, right? What makes leptin fall? What makes ghrelin increase? What reduces the level of GLP-1 and PYY, right? What causes inflammation, right? So again, this is something really, really important to understand. First part, second part, so we started Gene Fitletics almost 4 years back, right? And our focus was entirely, when we thought over it, it was entirely focused was on the functions of the microbiome, right? What the microbiome is doing, right? And last 1.5, 2 years, I've seen, the number of companies are coming with the microbiome testing, right? But what the testing entails is the DNA testing, right? It just tells which microorganisms are there. And let me explain that in detail, right? So essentially, genes is a stretch of a DNA sequence, right? And when a gene is actively expressed, it is actually copied into a RNA molecule, what we call as transcript, right? And now this RNA molecule is converted into a protein, right? Which perform a function encoded by that gene. For instance, if bacteria such as E. coli, right? The gene of E. coli would encode for a protein which may trigger a production of an inflammatory molecule such as LPS, right? And LPS is said to uh, cause, type 2 diabetes, is said to also trigger cardiovascular issues, right? So essentially, whether E. coli is there or not, right? This information does not tell. So most of the DNA testing, microbial DNA testing companies, you know, focus on the good bugs and the bad bugs. So there's nothing called as good bugs and bad bugs, right? E. coli may be doing good things in your body, may be doing bad things in my body, right? What really matters is what functions they're performing, right? And even, microbiome impacts multiple, biological processes inside our body, right? From metabolic functions to immunology functions to our brain functions everywhere, right? But they don't know they don't recognize the name of the microbes. What they know is what chemicals are being produced. So our body is in hotbed of various biochemical activities. So whether they're producing LPS, whether they're producing TMA, whether they're producing phenylacetylglutamine, whether they're producing bitrate, whether they are uh, producing serotonin, right? So all these impact various biological processes, right? That's really what matters. So by just going for a microbial DNA testing, just knowing, okay, I have this bacteria doesn't say anything, right? For instance, let me take it with two examples, right? So Akkermansia municiphilia is one of the bacteria which is said to address a lot of metabolic issues like obesity and type 2 diabetes, is said to promote bitrate production. But this bacteria is also said to trigger disease such as Parkinson's and multiple sclerosis, right? It's mostly, autoimmune issues inside our brain. And, Parkinson's, we know it's related to our disturbed motor activity, right? So essentially, it doesn't matter if Akkermansia municiphilia is there. So DNA testing would not be able to recognize whether that is giving you bitrate or maybe making you develop these neurodegenerative disorders, right? Similarly, E. coli, as I mentioned, E. coli is one of the bacteria, proteobacteria, which actually, depending upon the gene's expression of these bacteria, can lead to, you know, uh, uh, diabetes issues, cardiovascular issues. But these are the bacteria also give you vitamin K and vitamin B, right? So it actually depends upon what the bacteria is doing inside your body, what environment it is living, right? So just by name, it will not help you understand your microbiome, right? So here are three things. First, you need to understand that any success story doesn't mean that it will be a success story for you also. You need to understand your biological process at the molecular level. And for instance, weight gain, what causes weight gain? Is it hormonal imbalance? It is some lack of neurotransmitter production. It is systemic inflammation. It is a certain biochemical inflammatory molecules being released inside the body, right? Coming on to microbiome testing, the microbiome DNA testing just tell you which microbe is there, doesn't tell you what they are doing, what they are producing, what functions they're performing. That really matters because same bacteria would be doing good things in your body, would be doing bad things in my body, right? And so if two-person have type 2 diabetes, right, two-person would have entirely different set of molecules, different set of bacteria, right? But the chemicals produced by them may be same, right? So essentially, it doesn't matter, the names of the bacteria or which bacteria is present or the diversity of the bacteria doesn't matter. What matters is what functions they're performing, right? So please ask these questions whenever you're going for a microbiome testing, right? Do not fall for such claims. Microbial DNA testing will not solve any problem, right? It is just going to make you, burn a money, but not giving you good, insightful results and actionable interventions, right? So in case you really want to know what we do, how we decode microbial functions, how we convert those microbial functions into various pathways to tell you what kind of biological processes are happening inside the body, what is dysregulating various biological processes, please do reach out to us. That's it for today. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.